Hey fantasy fans, it's Dan here with TreeBeard's Book Reviews, and I'm sure you've all been seeing it on Goodreads. What are the new upcoming books for 2022? So I've made a top 10 list of books that are new releases that I'm excited about for 2022. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're excited for this list. As always, as soon as the new year starts, the first thing I'm looking at is like, okay, what's new that's coming out, and do I recognize any of the authors, or does anything kind of jump out and like grab me? And I'm usually going through and reading all the the synopsis of like some of these books. So I probably won't be able to do that for every single book we talk about, because I made a top 10 list, descending from, I actually have an honorable mention first, and I'll talk about that. And then I'm going to talk about, going into the top 10 new releases of 2022 that I'm super pumped for. I'm probably going to end up buying all these. I'm going to try and get some of the arcs, if I can, from NetGalley. Alright, so let's not belabor it any longer, guys. Let's get into this list. Again, if you like the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's go. Alright, so I'm going to start with the honorable mention. Even though this book isn't in 2022, it came out at the end of 2021, and I've heard so many good things about it. And this book sounds like it's right up my alley. And it's Illborn by Daniel T. Jackson. I think he's a sub on the channel, actually. I follow him on Twitter. I follow him on Bookstagram. This book looks awesome. Some major big booktubers have read it. Loved it. So I just want to get on the train, man. I want to read it. This book looks sick. So, yeah, so that's the first one. Illborn, number 11, honorable mention. It would actually, if I was like even though I've done like a top 10 list, this would be pretty high up if this was like a 2022 book. So it has to be an honorable mention since this is not a 2022 book. Alright, so moving on. Okay, so first thing, this is going to be, I know I keep saying first thing. Okay, but if you guys have seen on Goodreads, you're going to see, what's slated for a new release for 2022 is Winds of Winter, Doors of Stone, and it's another one. I think The Thorn of Emberlane by Scott Lynch. Don't believe it. Don't believe these at all. These aren't going to be on the list because we know, like Rothfuss and what's his name, Martin. They've been writing that book for 10 years. So don't hold your breath for those that come out. Same for Scott Lynch. It's been a few years since I think the last Gentleman Bastards book. So we'll see if there's any major updates. I might report it on the channel. Just like some fantasy news. I know that's some other YouTuber stick. I'm not going to copy that, but if I hear anything, I'll say something in the Discord probably. Alright, so number 10 is The Book of Night by Holly Black. So this book, kind of caught my interest because I've heard a lot about Holly Black. I think this is her first like full adult fantasy. And kind of what got me hooked was like, it's like a con artist, urban fantasy with like shadow magic. yeah. Like, I do like urban fantasy. One of my favorite fantasy series is the Greenbone Saga, and that's an urban fantasy. So I'd like to read more urban fantasy, and I just heard so many good things about this author. So yeah, digging it. Looking forward to when that comes out. I'll probably put in the description below like the dates. I haven't written down all the dates because it'd be just too much for me to track and remember for a video. So yeah, I'll put links to all these books on Goodreads. Alright, so number 9. Let's get on to that. It's a book by Guy Gabriel Kay, and it's All the Seas of the World. So I'll put up a cover here. This looks interesting. Another Guy Gabriel Kay book. He's such a well-known author, like just a fantasy like staple. Canadian author. So yeah, like number 9, like you can't go wrong with Guy Gabriel Kay. I read Tigana like years ago. Like I think I was 20 maybe when I read it, so I'm probably dating myself now because that was like 12, 13 years ago. So it's been a while since I've read Tigana. So just like Guy Gabriel Kay, I'll probably pick it up if I can or try and get the arc, but I don't know if I will end up reading it this year, so I'm actually kind of excited for that. So number 8 is Memories Legion. It's a short story collection by James S.A. Corey. The writer duo for The Expanse. It's coming out, I believe, next month, March 15th. I do have it pre-ordered, so that'll be coming. I am excited for that. Any kind of short stories in The Expanse, I'm kind of looking forward to. It's gonna be pretty interesting. Just love the idea of a hardbound copy of short stories. I'm about that life. Gonna go with my beautiful Expanse collection up there. So yeah, I'm excited for it because I can look. Hopefully, I'll be able to look up which ones like correspond to some of the books I'm reading, so I'm not like jumping ahead. And if I want to learn more about certain characters, I can read that stuff. So it's just more. It's just more Expanse, and I'm for it. I'm all for it. So and it's a beautiful cover too. I know like people harp on me. Oh, you're judging a book by its cover. It's like yeah, obviously you pick a book at first with your eyes, and then you go on and the eyes attracts the eyes, maybe we'll go on and read a little bit further, like read the synopsis at least. So yeah, so let's move on to number 7. All right, so number 7 is Moon Witch Spider King by Marlon James. It's the second book in this I don't know what series you call it. This is a funky looking series. I do have the first book, Red Leopard Black Wolf, or Black Leopard, Red Wolf. Who knows? I don't even know. I got it on the shelf. I'm actually gonna read that this year. Don't know when. I'm gonna read it because I want to read this second book. And everyone said this book is like it's a trip and it's a heck of a read. I just want to know what's kind of going on. So second book in the series, kind of interesting. I just love the cover art too. Like I'll have the cover art up here, and just that's so cool. Like just it looks sick. So whoever's artist is amazing. All right, guys. So the next book, book number 6, is the Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi. So John Scalzi is an author I knew mainly from my massive book haul. I got a bunch of John Scalzi books, and people were commenting like, "Oh, you got some John Scalzi books." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know who that is, but if you guys say he's good, I'll look him up a bit more." And so I did, and I saw this book coming out, and it's about kaijus, which are kind of like monsters like Godzilla, King Kong. And one of my favorite movies of all time, that's probably not my favorite movie, but it's in the top 10, is Pacific Rim. I just love this giant robots beating up monsters. It was actually like a real kind of pulpy cult classic when it came out, or it's a cult classic now because I loved it. It's a lot of fun. And, it's just kind of like anything where this Kaiju Preservation Society, it's kind of like, humanity going over the top where these monsters are coming and then like we're killing them and then people are like, oh no, we should protect the monsters, so kind of thing. So I don't know, it sounds kind of interesting. I hope it really delivers. So that is one I'm actually pretty interested, pretty hyped about getting my hands on in 2022. So number 5 is In the Shadow of Lightning by Brian McClellan. This is the first in his new series. Brian McClellan is known for Powder Mage, really well-known series. He was a student of Brandon Sanderson, so trust him as a writer. I really like this cover. Really like what this premise is going to be about. Again, check this one out. I did talk about this in my book name book tag. So again, guys, in the Shadow of Lightning, sounds cool. Brand new series by Brian McClellan. So I think I might start that series and then pick up Powder Mage. So who knows? I have so many books I need to read, and my TBR is just ever evolving, ever changing. So yeah, so that's number 5. Number 4 is The Outlaw Empire by Nicholas Ames. So this is the third book in the Banned trilogy by him. First book being Kings of the Wild, then Bloody Roads, and now The Outlaw Empire. Sounds awesome. I've read Kings of the Wild back in 2020, I think. Absolutely loved it. It was one of my top books of the year. Gonna be reading Bloody Roads this year. So, yeah, totally for it. Love Nicholas Ames. I love his writing style. He's a very funny kind of writer. He would kind of fit in with that, that not absurdist but comedic fantasy, and I love Pratchett, so I like fantasy comedy, so I'm totally for it. So looking forward to this. I can't really form my full opinion of the series yet just because I haven't read Bloody Rose, but if I see the art comes up, I'm gonna apply for it, and I'll make sure I read Bloody Rose before that comes out. So top 3, let's get into it. Okay, so number 3, this is probably no surprise, and it is Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. I just love John Gwynne. He's such a good writer. I read all The Faithful and the Fallen last year. got through it. I also read The Shadow of the Gods. So this Hunger of the Gods is the second book in that series, so the Bloodsworn Saga. You know, I really liked all the characters like Varg and Orca, and I don't remember the other one, but she was kind of cool too. But yeah, I just, hey, the artwork looks amazing. John Gwynn's an amazing writer. It's got like gods in it. It's or post Ragnarok. It's just, yeah, like in for it. Really want to read it. I did the audiobook listen for Shadow of the Gods, but this one I really want to do the physical copy read or an art copy. We'll see what I get. I'm gonna buy it. Like that cover art, you see, I have to buy that. You can't not buy that. So yeah, like Hunger of the Gods, yes. Number 3. All right, number 2. No surprise here too. It's The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. We don't have the artwork for it yet, and that's just because it's, you know, it's not out. It's in progress. He's a busy guy. He's like going to be, you know, editing all this year, trying to get it ready for publication in November. So I was going to do like a Mistborn reread like throughout the whole series, and like this year, and I can't put rereads in my TBR because then I just won't read the books that I want to read for the channel. And as much as I love Brandon Sanderson, as much as I love Mistborn, I can't justify throwing in a reread, especially this whole series. But it's the end of Era 2. Era 2 is my favorite of the Mistborn eras. Just looking forward to how he wraps up. And this is a bigger book. I think it's going to be the biggest in the Era 2 like book series. So more Waxilium Ladrian, like, yeah, love it. Like, just can't wait. I'm so pumped for this book. So, all right, so let's get on to number 1, and it's probably no surprise what it is. All right, so number 1, guys, is Kingdoms of Death by Christopher Rocchio. Like, this is no surprise to you guys now that I love Rocchio. I've read Empire of Silence. I'm reading Howling Dark. You're probably seeing updates from me on the Discord channel about Howling Dark and, you know, like how excited I am for Demon and White and now the Kingdoms of Death. Kingdoms of Death comes out in March 22nd. I have pre-ordered a copy, so whether I get the arc or not, like, it's coming. It's coming my way. I super excited for it. And there's also, like, this does count in 2022, is book 5 of Sun Eaters also coming out in December, so we're going to get book 4 and book 5 in the same year. Like, what a prolific writer. Like, holy cow, that this guy can just pop these massive books out on such an amazing schedule. Like, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable, Christopher Rocchio. I did hear we're going to be getting the art and the title for book 5 like in the coming weeks. So stay updated on the Discord for that. I will post pictures, or someone will post pictures once it's dropped. So yeah, guys, cannot wait for Kingdoms of Death. I'm just blitzing, trying to blitz through Howling Dark and Demon and White so I can read it before hopefully I get the arc so I can read it before it comes out. But yeah, just super pumped for this book. Even if I don't get the arc, I'm going to read it as soon as it comes, as soon as I can get my hands on it. But yeah, guys, so this is the most anticipated books, you know, the new releases for 2022 that, you know, I want to read, that I'm interested in reading. You know, let me know down below, like, what are books that come out, are there coming out in 2022 that you want to read, that you're kind of excited for, or some that have already come out and that you've read and what you thought. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.